Kristen Cho.
I'm Cameron Word.
So the other day, Cameron, I was in a parking lot.
Okay.
Okay. And I have this thing about parking lots. Okay. Because I feel like all the gas of the cars are like just kind of stuck in the parking lot.
Like in the parking lot or the parking garage?
Parking garage, underground.
Underground.
Yeah, the parking
inside
lot
a
is
building.
The inside, like the basement parking.
Okay, sure.
It's always like, oh, I have this
really
thing
bad,
like,
yeah,
really bad. So then I'm walking by and this car's engine is on.
Yes.
There's nobody inside the car. So I think, oh, okay, I'm sure maybe they're just coming right back. And it was a diesel SUV.
Yeah.
30 minutes later, I do my recording. I come back out. It's still on. And I'm like, okay, this is a little strange. So normally I would just pass and not do anything. So then I decided to call. I said, do you know that your car engine is on?
Yes.
I left a message and he called me back. He's like, oh my God. And he had this reaction like, it was on for 2 hours.
2 hours? Oh no.
And I felt, Cameron, I'm really glad I took the effort to call.
Yes.
Because it's kichana.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I felt like, I did something good today.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they have that saying.
No.
See something, say something.
Say something.
So if you see something that might be a problem.
Right.
Tell someone who, either the owner in this case, or if there's like a police station nearby that you need to tell.
Say something.
Because, if you see something, say something. So good for you.
Yeah, so he was so appreciative. And, so I was like, thank goodness I did that.
Yeah.
It could have been on all day. Could you imagine?
And then, not just the air quality, but what if he ran out of gas?
Yeah.
And then he couldn't get where he needed to go.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So say something, everybody. All right. Social media marketing campaign. We should shift our focus.
Yes.
So you have a campaign, you have a marketing strategy, a plan. But if you shift your focus, what are you doing?
You are changing what you are paying attention to. Changing the direction of your attention.
All right. How about if you miss the mark?
You don't achieve what you want. You had a goal and you are kind of off of that mark.
Okay, very good. And how about eye-catching?
It's something that enters the eye and you see it very clearly.
Yes.
As soon as it's in your field of vision, it's like, whoa, hey, there it is.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and listen to our dialogue.
What's the plan for today?
Well, we should shift our focus from content creation to testing our ads on different websites.
So we'll only spend a little bit of our budget to see what works and what misses the mark, right?
Exactly. Remember, our goal is not only to get sales for our client, but to increase brand awareness.
I have a good feeling about this because we have some eye-catching content.
We think we have eye-catching content. It's the people who view our content who will decide.
Okay, so James says, what's the plan for today? And Megan says, well, we should shift our focus from content creation to testing our ads on different websites. Okay, so he's saying, or she's saying, shift our focus. First, they did content creation. They made content.
Yes.
Now, they want to test their ads on different websites. Okay, what is shift one's focus?
Okay, so first we'll go over the entire expression.
Okay.
To shift your focus, my focus, our focus, means to change what we are paying attention to.
Okay.
So if we had goal A, we're going to forget about that, and we're going to move to goal B, right? But I want to talk also about this word shift.
Yeah.
So shift means to move,
Right.
but in a special way.
How?
Let's say you either are moving sideways, so your shift can be to shift sideways,
Okay.
or you're shifting the angle. So you
it.
know how sometimes
Yeah.
in English you can say, okay, look at 3 o'clock. And it means kind of turn your head to the right 90 degrees, right?
Yes.
You're staying in one position, but you're changing the direction. That would be shifting, not moving necessarily.
Yeah, there's a difference between moving and shifting.
Right.
Moving can be like completely different direction.
Right.
It could be like up, down, whatever. Shifting is like you kind of have that, like you said, the position. You're just changing it a little.
Yeah, it's a small change in direction or a very small change in your physical location, which is why we're using shift here.
Okay, so shift our focus is like, okay, we are focusing on the campaign. We are focusing on marketing, but let's look at it this way.
Well, like turn a little to the left.
Yes.
That is the feeling with shift.
Okay, great. So shift one's focus. What does James say?
So we'll only spend a little bit of our budget to see what works and what misses the mark, right?
So they're testing their ads. So they're not putting all of their money in like one thing. They're going to put a little bit here and a little bit here and then see, okay, which gets more attention, right? And then so that's why James says, we'll see what works and what misses the mark.
Yes.
Two different things going on. Tell us, what is it?
So to see what works means to see what is successful.
Right.
To miss the mark means something doesn't achieve what we want.
Right.
So it doesn't have the effect that we want. It comes from like archery.
Yeah.
Like something doesn't hit the bullseye, right? It doesn't hit the middle of the target.
Yeah.
But we often use miss the mark means I wanted this result, but this action did not give me the result I wanted, so it missed the mark.
Right. Okay. So this is like, is it not really working or is it really working? That's what they're going to find out. Megan says what?
Exactly. Remember, our goal is not only to get sales for our client, but to increase brand awareness.
Okay. Now, here is our power pattern today. And we know the word remember, which is 기억하다, right?
Yeah.
Like, you should remember to do your homework and that sort of thing. But we're using here this word as a pattern.
Yes.
And why and what does it mean?
So we use this remember at the beginning of a sentence to basically say, this is the most important thing, or this is a very common trap or danger, so please don't forget about it.
Like a warning.
Like a warning, right? I feel like in Korean, instead of saying remember, like 기억해,
Yeah.
you're more likely to say like 잊지 마,
잊지 마.
which you could say don't forget. It works in English as well, but I think the opposite side, instead of 잊지 마, this 기억해, is very common to use in English. Remember, very lightly too.
Very lightly.
It doesn't feel like a strong order or command.
It's not so much like remember, but it's more like reminder.
Yeah.
Like, don't forget.
Remember,
like very
don't forget.
Okay. So their goal is to get sales for the clients. But also another goal is increase brand awareness.
Yes.
So brand awareness is our power vocab.
So brand awareness is people knowing your brand, the name, and also knowing what kind of brand it is. So there are two kind of problems or goals with marketing. First, you need people to know your company.
Right.
That's very important.
Right.
But then you also need them to know what your company's reputation is.
Yeah. What's your philosophy?
Is it a cheap company?
Yeah.
Is it a luxury company?
Right.
Is it an environmentally friendly company?
Right.
Is it a diverse company?
Yeah.
Is it a non-profit?
That's right. Because, a lot of the consumers would like to know, and they base their purchase on, what the company stands for.
Yeah. Oh, they use so much plastic. I don't like it.
Oh, they're so environmentally friendly. Oh, I like it.
Oh, they have animal testing.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Okay. James says, I have a good feeling about this because we have some eye-catching content. So eye-catching.
Eye-catching means that something enters your eye and you cannot ignore it. So it catches your attention.
Yeah.
So
right.
maybe it uses bright colors. Maybe it's very beautiful.
Right.
Maybe it's the opposite. Maybe it's scary.
Oh my gosh.
Or very, alarming. All of those things that it makes you look at it.
Right.
That would be eye-catching.
So Megan says, we think we have eye-catching content. We think we have eye-catching content. It's the people who view our content who will decide. Megan is saying, we think so.
Yeah.
But do they think so?
Yeah.
That's what she's saying.
The customer has to decide.
All right, let's go ahead and listen to that one more time.
What's the plan for today?
Well, we should shift our focus from content creation to testing our ads on different websites.
So we'll only spend a little bit of our budget to see what works and what misses the mark, right?
Exactly. Remember, our goal is not only to get sales for our client, but to increase brand awareness.
I have a good feeling about this because we have some eye-catching content.
We think we have eye-catching content. It's the people who view our content who will decide.
Okay, let's do a quick review from Power Note. We're on pages 106 and 107 of our PE textbook. Now, if you shift your focus, it's kind of like slightly changing your focus, like moving just a little bit to the side, okay? The last two suspects have solid alibis.
Then we should shift our focus to the victim's husband.
Okay, so they're still on the case.
Yeah.
But instead of looking ahead, they're looking sideways now.
Right.
Okay? In my second year of university, I shifted my focus to business.
Yeah.
So maybe you were studying, I don't know.
Law.
Okay, yeah.
And you kind of
shifted your focus. Now, but here's an example.
Yes.
Maybe you were a math major and then you decided to major in literature. Is that shifting your focus? What do you think?
So it depends on how far in your university career you are. If you are only taking your math classes, you only have math classes, and you switch to literature, it doesn't feel like shifting.
Yeah.
However, the first year or the second year, usually you take a lot of different you have a history class, a math class, a science class. You have all these classes, and you think you're going to go one direction, and you change to the other direction.
Yeah.
You might consider that shifting.
Right. Okay. That's a good point.
If like if you're watching a movie and the camera slowly changes direction, that's shifting. So it's a more slight, a smaller change.
That's right.
Right.
So you want to make sure that you know whether it's a big change or a small change. We're talking about small changes here.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a bigger thing, and it's the same, but you're just kind of moving it just a little.
Direction's changing.
Yeah.
In the end, the change may be very different.
Right.
But in the current, the now.
Yeah.
The direction change feels small.
Okay. Miss the mark means that there was a goal, but you missed the goal.
Yes.
You didn't have the outcome that you wanted. What did you think about Mark Roberson's new movie?
I think if he was trying to make a political statement, he missed the mark.
Okay. If a director misses the mark, it means that he had some intention.
Yes.
He had a plan, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, he had some goal. So here, if the political statement, he wanted people to agree with his political view, but his movie was not successful, That's why you would say the director missed the mark.
Got it.
Right?
Okay. Yes. The TV commercial missed the mark in attracting younger customers.
Yes.
Their goal was targeted toward younger people.
Yes.
It didn't work.
Missed
They
the mark.
missed the mark.
You will often hear this in like politics.
Yeah.
Okay, this happens a lot in American politics. The candidates try to make a joke. Like they try to say something funny, but
They missed the mark.
they miss the mark. People don't think it's funny.
In fact, they get angry.
They get angry. So
no.
that's when a joke misses the mark.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Good.
Or let's say you're trying to help somebody and like a celebrity wants to donate money to charity because they want to look very nice and giving.
Generous, yeah.
And then people are like, whoa, it's just because they're rich. They're trying to show off all their money, blah, blah, blah. People get mad because of it.
Yeah.
That would be the celebrity missing the mark.
Right.
You know, those types of things.
And it did happen.
It has happened many times.
Okay. If something is eye-catching, it means it grabs your attention. Like something is visually attractive.
Yeah.
Or it catches your eye.
Yes.
Okay. That window display is very eye-catching.
I agree. It really makes the clothes very appealing.
Okay. Her jewelry was very eye-catching and had everyone in the room looking at her.
Yes.
So there are many things that can grab your attention, good or bad.
It's not just good things.
Yeah.
It can be bad things or shocking things.
So is that included in eye-catching, if something is eye-catching?
I would say so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the book, it says visually attractive. That's the definition. Like if something is visually attractive. But if something is kind of like unique or like kind of really pops, it can also be eye-catching too, I think.
So like if you are in a city that has a lot of classic architecture.
Yes.
And then there's this new modern building that they put up.
Yeah.
And most people think it's ugly.
Yeah.
It might be ugly, but I would still say, oh, it's eye-catching.
Yeah.
As kind of a polite way of saying it's ugly.
Yeah.
Oh, it's very eye-catching.
Okay, it catches my eye.
It catches my eye
Okay.
because it does stand out from everything else.
All right. Our power pattern today is remember, which is like kind of a gentle reminder. Okay, or sometimes even a warning. Lily's piano recital starts at 6. Don't forget.
Remember, we don't want to scare the birds, so be really quiet.
Okay, kind of a warning.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a warning, but it can be very light.
Gentle.
It doesn't feel strong and
That's right.
forceful.
All right, do check out the definition of brand awareness on page 108. Let's thank our sponsor.
한국토익위원회에서 취업과 승진을 위한 토익 스피킹 응시 권해드립니다.
Thank